Hello, everyone, and thank you all for joining us during our Lytham Partners Spring 2022 Investor Conference. My name is Ben Shamsian, Vice President of Lytham Partners. Our next presentation comes from XR Immersive Tech, ticker symbol VRAR on the Canadian Stock Exchange and FNTTF on the OTC. Presenting from the company is Tim Bieber, CEO. Today, I've asked the company to briefly run through the slide presentation, and we will then engage in a fireside-like Q&A session. As a reminder, the company will be available for one-on-one virtual meetings. If you have not already signed up, please send me an email at shamsian@lythampartners.com. That's SHAMSIAN@lythampartners.com, or visit lythampartners.com/virtual and click the one-on-one meeting request button. With that said, let me now turn the presentation over to Tim Bieber, CEO, XR Immersive Tech. Tim, please proceed.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me. Let me share my screen here. I can run you through the deck, give a bit of an intro as to what we're doing as far as creating metaverse tools and products. XR Immersive Tech, what we're creating is an immersive entertainment platform. We're creating tools for the out-of-home entertainment industry. So think family entertainment centers, theme parks, and what we're building is a bridge for that industry into the metaverse and creating metaverse tools and metaverse products, which is quite an exciting space for us to be and for the world to be right now. We've got three silos of products that we create and divisions of the company, if you would. The first is attractions. So we're building hardware products, Metaverse VR attractions. The flagship attraction that we have is called Uncontained, which I'll show you a video in a couple slides. That's a hyper immersive attraction built within shipping containers. So it's a highly scalable platform, and it's dubbed the physical portal to the metaverse. Then we have a software platform, a SaaS platform, through a recent acquisition of a company called Synthesis VR, which is one of the largest VR arcade networks around the world. And that software product allows for facility management and also a large marketplace, which takes me to the third silo of experiences. So part of that Synthesis catalog is experiences of, we publish over 325 different VR game experiences to this network of over 300 operators. And we create experiences ourselves, custom experiences and experiences for the Uncontained platform. So we've been at this for since 2017, almost 5 years, and have done 65 different executions for various entertainment brands around the world and large Fortune 500 brands, Bayer Pharmaceutical, Intel, Capital One. So we've got a lot of experience creating these things, control systems, ride systems, and interactive. A lot of the branded work was experiential marketing, but utilizing all of our hyper immersive aspects. So let's talk quickly about the metaverse. Obviously, the metaverse is it's predicted to be a very large thing. At this point, the PwC put out a report indicating that by 2030, the metaverse will be a $1.5 trillion industry. Goldman Sachs, whether you kind of want to look at the Goldman Sachs figure or the Morgan Stanley figure, they haven't necessarily put a time frame to it, but anywhere from $8 to $12 trillion in probably around that 2030 to 2040 time frame. So it's just a massive paradigm shift in the world. It's being dubbed Web 3.0. So we've moved from Web 1 through Web 2, where we sit now, and now we've just got this. We've got this new paradigm shift into Web 3. So it's a very big deal and a very big opportunity for investors. Skipped ahead, sorry. So let's just really quickly define the metaverse, because it is a very confusing thing. And for us, we've really simplified it as social immersive experiences. When we say immersive, we're talking VR. The only way that we can access an immersive environment today with the technology that exists and the hardware is through VR headsets. As soon as we have something as lightweight as small glasses like this that are AR, then we can start to talk about AR as an access point into the metaverse. But right now, the metaverse as an immersive environment, which everyone can agree that's what it will be. The entry point in, let's call it phase one, is VR, full stop. And then the ultimate goal of the metaverse is to not only look, which putting on a VR headset gives you that feeling of looking like you're in this, kind of a different fantasy realm or an immersive web. So that's easy. Check mark. We've got that technology. But then the ultimate goal is to not only look, but feel like physical reality. So when you step into an immersive metaverse experience, you want to make it feel like you're there. You want it to feel real. So this is where we're putting a lot of our effort and emphasis. And all the way back to 2017, this has been the strength of the company in all of these hyper immersive effects. And you'll see in the next slide where I show the uncontained. But the leading factor as far as an industry that's going to lead the first phase of the metaverse, it will be VR and it will be gaming. Right now, globally, the gaming industry is $180 billion, which is collectively larger than the film industry, the music industry, and the professional sport industry combined. So the gaming industry, evidenced by Microsoft's acquisition of Blizzard Activision, is a big category. 40% of Earth's population classifies themselves as a gamer. That's 3.2 billion people. So I don't think it's any mystery as to whether gaming will play an important role. It will, no doubt. And VR is that access point into the metaverse. So let me show you really quickly this video on Uncontained, and you can get this sense of how a physical portal can allow you to look and feel like you're in the metaverse.
What makes it so exciting is this is the first time that we're going to be able to bring players into this preset container immersive VR experience. You don't have to worry about setting up. You've got a parking lot or a bit of space. You can bring players in as an arcade style, and you can now have this amazing 5D VR theme park.
The overview effect is really cool. Like that sucks you right into it. Like, oh, I'm not Kansas anymore.
I was actually just looking at all the environment, forgetting what I needed to do at times.
The spaceship lifts, everything starts shaking, you really feel you're part of like this spaceship. All of a sudden your seat goes up, you're forced to stand up, you realize it's go time, you start figuring stuff out. That was pretty cool.
So that gives a sense of this flagship product that we're creating. The hyper immersive effects that allow you to not only look and feel like you're in this metaverse environment. And the first game that we've created is a space game. It's called Deep Signal, allowing players to, like never before, be able to blast off into space and solve a mysterious anomaly that's happening out in the far off galaxy. So it's just a really fun way to kind of experience this hyper immersive platform. But basically, wind effects, pneumatic air blasts, temperature, IR heaters. The floor rumbles. We did a partnership with DTS Audio, so the full ambient audio system makes it believable. It's a fully immersive experience, like you're actually there. When you step into this physical portal to our metaverse, this is the cockpit of the ship. You feel like you're there. We have 2 patents filed on this, and we've trademarked the word hyper immersive. So we're really owning this category, so where we're at with this is we launched it at the end of Q4 in Orlando at the IAAPA. It's the trade expo, global trade expo for the amusement industry. So we launched it. We have 1 unit deploying shortly in Chicago and another 2 units deploying in Vegas right away. We've got 12 LOIs in total. So we've got a lot of interest for this. And we're releasing next month. Actually, we released the production version. And so we're very close to getting this thing out. We're also creating an interior version. So what's beautiful about the exterior version is this sits in a parking lot. This takes up 5 parking spots. It doesn't mean that an entertainment center, because a lot of the indoor entertainment centers would be faced with deciding what other attraction to rip out. One attraction, like let's take laser tag, that's been around for a long time. It might be generating revenue, but not the same revenue that it did a decade ago. But it's still a risk for you to rip all of that out and put something else in the interior. Why not keep it? Why not expand your footprint into the parking lot? Most parking lots are somewhat underutilized. So this is just an easy standalone turnkey solution. Everything from the HVAC system to the electrical to all of the effects that are built into it. It's a theme park in a container. So let me So this is all I've been kind of unpacking the first silo, our hardware and our attraction silo. Let me jump quickly into the platform and Synthesis VR. So the software platforms through Synthesis VR that we just acquired and completed the closing in Q1 of 2022. So this is very fresh. This is a facility management software. So all of the 300 locations and rapidly growing, these locations are VR arcades. A lot of these are standalone VR arcades, or these are family entertainment centers with VR. So the system controls all of the VR headsets. So from one dashboard, you can control if the center has 20 or 30 headsets running for customers at the same time. You can control those, launch whichever games that those players want. Then the games, we have a catalog that we, a marketplace where we distribute and license on DRM, digital rights management, 325 games. That's also rapidly growing. And we're seeing that these VR centers are also growing, whether it's entertainment centers, mixed use entertainment centers. The trend now is retailtainment, which has been brought on by the retail apocalypse with retailers leaving malls. Now there's a lot of mall space that's open, and mixed use entertainment is opening in these centers. So whether it's standalone VR centers or mixed use, VR is the hottest thing. VR is this access point into this concept of the metaverse. So it's an exciting category for us. And this software platform as a SaaS platform sits on top of Uncontained. And this is also the platform that we grow all of our metaverse tools, which on that note, the metaverse really starts within this synthesis network. So to have a metaverse, when I refer to the metaverse as social immersive experiences, social is the biggest part of it. If you can imagine a metaverse stepping into it, it's obviously going to be a shared immersive environment and experience. So we need to have a network. So anybody that's creating, some type of flavor of a metaverse product, these products in this metaverse needs to be interconnected. So across these 300 locations, last year alone, we had 17 million player minutes. So in a global pandemic with a lot of centers shut down, there was 17 million player minutes. These player minutes, these locations, and these games will start to become networked, which is our focus. And this becomes our metaverse product. So now we can have people at these centers, not just playing by themselves, which is the case right now with VR. Now we can emulate and look to the esport world and massive multiplayer online, where you've got thousands of people playing games. These are games like League of Legends, World of Warcraft. So now the VR industry, whether you call it metaverse or whether you call it the natural evolution of VR from just a single player game, now these games are multiplayer and they're metaverse. They're massive multiplayer online, where all 300 and all 17 million player minutes are players playing together. So that's the really exciting next step in what we're doing here. The blue sky opportunity, where this really takes off and where this really grows, is all of the components that make up the hyper immersive aspects. So this is control modules. This is a PLC command system. This is a lot of technology and software in the back end that we've perfected over the last 5 years as a company. This is all proprietary, and this is all licensable technology. So this, what we're seeing is kind of a trend that there's a lot of new entrants into this marketplace, where VR technology and immersive technology the cost is dropping dramatically. So for highly visceral experiences, like you would look at in past a roller coaster, for instance, a roller coaster is $25 million, huge footprint, and it's only one experience. You can't layer different experiences on. Now with VR and a platform like what we've created, or platforms that anybody can create and license our technology, the options are literally limitless. So this is kind of the bigger blue sky opportunity here, where Uncontained, what we're calling Uncontained OS, is the operating system, will control experiences for, be it museums, exhibitions, enterprise, military training. There's all a number of applications, but right now we focus in the out-of-home entertainment space and perfect these technologies, grow the reach of these attractions, and then start to move in this direction, which is the larger opportunity. The business model, I'll touch on really quickly. I think it's obvious in the attractions, with the attractions in the Uncontained product, we sell it. There's a margin there. On Keystone, we license. We take a percentage of the ticket price, and so there's ongoing revenue there. and then kind of a support and maintenance royalty fee to support those clients. Synthesis, it's a SaaS software, so the larger we can grow that network, the more SaaS fees we can drop into that division. And then the game publishing, we take a cut just like any publisher. You could look at this as an iOS or a Google Play 70-30 cut. And so the larger we grow that, the larger we grow the network, the more fees we garner through that publishing. So the goals through 2022 is to sell 22 of these units, the uncontained units. We've already got 12 LOIs. We're on track to double the size of the Synthesis network and launch this Metaverse product that I'm talking about across this network of 300 operators, and then 1 to 3 major partnerships. So far, we've actually already got 2, and we're working on our 3rd that I'll announce shortly. But the first one is with HTC. HTC is the largest manufacturer of VR headsets, dominant in the enterprise and the attractions world, and DTS Audio for the ambient audio system that I mentioned in Uncontained. So both of those are large companies and big partnerships to do some big stuff. On the HTC front, a really exciting addition, 2 exciting additions to our board. Alvin Graylin, who is HTC China's president. HTC is a $60 billion market cap company. They're most known for smartphones, but they also create the Vive VR headset. He is the China president. China is the vast majority of their revenue. So he's a very influential guy in the VR space and a proponent of the metaverse, thought leader of the metaverse. Kathy Hackle has been dubbed and is known as actually the godmother of the metaverse. I've known her for the last 7 years, and she's been talking about the metaverse, the coming metaverse, well before really the end of the term had kind of been percolated out there as a common term. So she's very, very connected and is very, very instrumental in us rolling out these metaverse tools. And then another guy that I'll note quickly, since I'm running out of time here, Stephen Dooner. Stephen Dooner originally helped found and sold the first 30 Chuck E. Cheese locations in the mid-70s. From there has come all the way up through into Disney. Was responsible for the $1.5 billion park expansion of Disney Tokyo. So he's very connected guy in the location-based out-of-home entertainment space, the attraction space. Let me touch quickly on revenues. You can kind of see if I fast forward into 2025, where it kind of gets exciting for us as I'm talking about this blue sky opportunity with Uncontained OS and the developer platform. So part of Uncontained OS is also opening up the platform with the software development kit where developers can build on our platform. The platform is also open, so anybody can grab these components, license and buy them from us. So it's an infinite scale opportunity outside of just playing in the pool of the out-of-home entertainment space. So in fiscal 25 and 26, that's where we see that really taking off. But initially we're driving revenue right now through Synthesis, through the sales of Uncontained units. And then as we start to see that software really take off, that's where we can start to really see that hockey stick. Currently, we're at about a $15 million market cap, 104 fully diluted outstanding shares. That's the high level of it. And welcome any questions you've got, Ben, or any questions that the general community has. But yeah, appreciate your time and hope I didn't go through too quickly.
Thanks, Tim. Thanks.
I'll stop the sharing here, and then we can see each other.
All right. Great. Thanks for that overview. Let's expand a bit on a few topics. Big picture. Where does Next Tech or where do you guys fit into the metaverse?
Yeah. So, as I'm kind of explaining, the metaverse is a complicated thing. Everyone's tossing around every buzzword out there, from, anything to do with blockchain, DeFi, NFT, DAO. I think all of those are obviously very important components, but I like to break things into phases. And really, I feel that the first phase of the metaverse is going to be, it's going to be a fun. So that's going to come from games and fun experiences. Immersive, which is going to come from VR headsets, and social, which is going to come from an interconnected realm. So really that positions us quite well for this first phase. And frankly, it positions the metaverse in the right way for mass adoption. So, and I'm not saying we're creating the metaverse, but what I'm saying is we're prototyping what the metaverse can be. And at some point down the road, all these other components, NFT, blockchain, the economy, the collections of the metaverse will come to be, and metaverse products will all become connected. We're all working on interoperable products where all of our metaverse products will be connected. You could think of this as the movie Ready Player One and the Oasis, where you stepped in. There was kind of a lobby area where everyone met up with each other or found out what experience or world you wanted to teleport into, and you move throughout all of these experiences. So then you've got Roblox, Minecraft, Fortnite, our experiences, any of the other future experiences, they're all networked, but really they start with games and they start with VR, if that kind of answers the question.
No, got it. Let's talk about Uncontained. This is a physical product using virtual reality. Why should investors be excited about this? Help us gain a little knowledge here.
Yeah, so we've really pioneered this hyper immersive aspect, and we've pioneered it. What's important to note is we've pioneered it in a small footprint and at scale. There's been two entities that have come before us, really one entity that came before us and failed by trying to do it in large, too large of format. So I think what's exciting is the small footprint turnkey aspect of a shipping container. It's easy to ship, it's easy to produce, it's easy to do at scale. So that allows us to pack all of these hyper immersive components into this product and get it out to market. Prove the hyper immersive aspects in the out of home entertainment space, which is it's a large market, but it's not the consumer at home market. So it's a much easier market to dominate and own. And then all of the technology and the software that's running it, we utilize the Uncontained platform to showcase that. Then we can start to offer all of those systems as products, the control modules and the software that allow to have, let's take a museum exhibition that wants to have an experience that fires heat or scent or cool blast or ambient audio system. So then they can take one of those components and layer it into their experience and be able to license that.
Got it. Okay. Let's move on to Synthesis VR. Some nice revenue here in the near term, but what can this platform bring you longer term?
Yeah. So two things that I would note there. First is the reach of operators. So with 300 operators out there, 17 million, and that's scratching the surface, 17 million player minutes. What that allows for us is to create these software products, because going back to an idea of a museum exhibition, the museum exhibition might want to, schedule for that specific experience. They'll want to manage the headsets, because stepping into that immersive exhibition, there might be 5 headsets. So they need to have the software to manage those headsets, fire them up, track the time. So that software has legs far beyond just our out-of-home entertainment space. But the platform itself, if we look at the reach, that platform is the building block of this metaverse. Because I wouldn't be able to stand here and say, selling those Uncontained boxes one at a time, we would be able to build out 17 million player minutes in 300 locations. So what we're looking at those 300 locations as is themselves physical portals to the metaverse. And we create a metaverse on top of that, which, as I described with Ready Player One and the Oasis, we create a lobby where those players step into. Those players can see all the other players around the world that are in that network in that moment. And they can start to, make friends, interact, play games, compete, see each other's scores on a leaderboard. So really the exciting aspect of that synthesis network is to grow the metaverse.
Good. Let's talk about Uncontained OS, your platform solutions. Tell us about the asset light aspect of this business, and what are some of the relevant industries that can use use this, such as medical, fashion, etc.?
Yeah, we at this point we've had a number of conversations, high level conversations, because as I mentioned, I mean, that's more of the blue sky, larger, a little bit of the longer term opportunity. But in the short term, where we can capitalize on this technology is right within our own network. So there's one operator, arcade operator, that has his own VR arcade center, runs probably 20 headsets. He has actually designed and built his own games right now using Unreal or Unity to do game design are quite easy to create. So he's created a game, but he's asked us, he heard that we had these hyper immersive products and we were thinking about licensing them. And he's asked to have, at one point in the game, there's an application for him to have wind, because there's kind of a rainy scene. So he wants wind and then a rumble floor and the heater, because there's explosions. But he has no idea how he can translate that fan firing on and off to the game at the right moment. So that's one application of providing that technology to within our own network. Once we open this up and provide that technology to other industries, other conversations that we're having right now, one example is military surgeons that head out in the field in helicopters, and these helicopters are a cold environment. Right now, the company that's creating the virtual experience, they're able to create the virtual experience in VR that makes the operators feel like the trainees feel like they're there. But to look like they're there, but to feel like they're there with the temperature when the doors open and there's explosions, there's the smell of jet fuel, all of those different aspects that we can provide, from scent to audio to temperature control. These are things that they're quite interested in being able to layer in into the experiences that they already create. So I think that's two examples, one of just tangible today within our own network, and then another that's military, that's obviously a longer sales cycle and a product that needs to be more developed, but that's the direction that we could go.
Got it. Finally, can you talk about the balance sheet and how do you see the need or the use of capital over the next 12 months?
Sure. So, right now we did a debt finance round, which was a more efficient way for us to capitalize the company up. Right now, that was a $3 million round. We're investing right now in marketing and growing the team, and building these important products that we're seeing are the future of the company. So the investment that we're putting into the metaverse is obviously key, and the metaverse products across the Synthesis network, and the control modules for this longer term uncontained OS. That's where we're putting a majority of the investment, and then also sales and marketing of the uncontained unit, so that we get scale of that hyper immersive product out in the industry.
Got it. Well, Tim, thank you very much for your time today. We really appreciate it. To anyone out there who's not already signed up for a one-on-one, again, please send me an email at shamsian@lythampartners.com, SHAMSIAN@lythampartners.com, or visit lythampartners.com/virtual. Click the one-on-one meeting request button. Finally, we have another presentation coming up here shortly. Please visit the website for all details, and we hope you have a good rest of the day. Thank you.